Or is it more of trying to slow down the Argos, or are they committed to the defensive end?
Argos getting out rebounded in this game, but that's a lot of that because they've missed more shots. 21-13. Everything else pretty close except turnovers. 12 for the Trojans, 3 for the Argos. They got to take care of the basketball here in the second half as well. Inside to Caleb Terry. He gets that one to drop to get things started in the second half and push it to a 4-point lead. Other end. Oh, nice job of attacking the rim. Briggs right at Terry. He's going to draw the foul.
Yeah, I'm trying to see real quick. I think that's Terry's first.
Terry, yes, first personal foul.
I would like for him to be involved in every ball screen. Let's see if he's made to do this.
You got to go after him, attack him, right? That'll send Jerron to the free throw line.
As a coach, never afraid of the team having another bigger player, because we were going to go after any kind of advantage like that, because I want to see if that big guy will come out and play defense. And you saw it right there. Briggs Jr. did a great job of getting that hoop in the harm.
Lane violation. They're going to get Shea Davis on that one. Jerron missed the free throw anyways, but does make one, cuts it to 38-35. For the Argos, it's been balanced up and down with different guys contributing. Xavier led the way with 8 points in the first half. You got to watch Jalen Page in case you're just tuning in. He's got 10 in the first half. Number 14 for Trevecca, their leading scorer for the season at 21.5 a game. Missed 3 from the corner. The Argos will go the other end. Briggs going right back at Terry again. Drop passes to Weiss. They'll kick it back out, but that pass way too tough an angle, and Page jumps in and takes it.
He got stuck there. He needs to let a teammate come help him on that play.
Yeah, let Payne clear that space a little bit. Of course, on the other end, Jalen Page is going to knock down a 3 after you turn the ball over.
And that's what you worry about, penetration, the mix-up, and having to balance out your defense. Can't lose Terry.
5-1 run to start the second half here for Trevecca. Briggs trying to go to work. Shea will work on their point guard, Esmeraldo. They'll kick it to Ryan Payne on the opposite side. Defender, nice job of getting out and bothering that shot a little bit. Jakari Johnson really closed out the shooter well. Love to see a point guard directing traffic there. Esmeralda's telling Page, get through, get through. Oh, man. You know why? Because he's red hot right now, and he knocks down another 3. Back-to-back threes for number 14. It's a 9-point lead.
Wonder if he's a guy that you want to maybe even deny a little bit. He just gets a different set of rules than everybody else that you're guarding out there.
I mean, 21.5 a game is no joke. No matter what level you're playing at, you gotta be good to average 20 in a college game, especially.
Most people don't know that there's a significant less amount of minutes in the college game compared to the pro game. Mm-hmm. So 21 a game probably translates to about 25, 26 a game if he were playing professional.
That 8 extra minutes for sure. All right, let's get an offensive rebound. Shea Davis right over the top of Terry. That's what you needed as your leading scorer to answer. And he drops that one, cuts it.
They're attacking the big fella.
44-37 brings us to a timeout under 18. We'll take a break. Argos on the short end by 7 here on the UWF Sports Network. (44-37) our score. 17:32 left in this basketball game. Argos trail Trevecca here at home. Last game before the break, the Argos play today. The next game will be in 2025. They'll be at Delta State January 2nd, and then at Mississippi College 2 days later on the 4th. Back home against Christian Brothers January 9th, and then Union on the 11th. So a nice little break for these guys, but they got to close out and play hard here in the second half, trailing Trevecca. Trevecca coming in 7-4 on the season, 2-3 in the GSC. Argos coming off their first GSC win here on Thursday night. And I'll tell you what, you're going to have to get up into Jalen Page, because right now he has hit 3 straight threes and has just jumped to 19 points.
Do you know the definition of insanity?
Yeah, it's something about doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's a beautiful pass and a great finish.
McElroy doing chin-ups
on the rim. You love it. Love to see it. Cuts the lead to 8. Biggest lead has been 10 twice now for Trevecca. I think he thought the ref was on his team, although black and white is not purple. Another turnover. That helps the Argos. It's a small crowd, but they are into it down here.
Oh, it's great intensity. What nice intensity out of the crowd today.
And you do hear it as a player and feel it, especially when it's not so many people in the gym. He can feed off that energy. Briggs blocked by Page and then off his leg. I'll tell you what, not just hitting threes, but playing some sticky D right there.
He doesn't. Did you hear him? He said, "I told you I play D." They must be critical of that for him.
Sometimes scorers get a bad reputation, but some of us do go out there and play some D occasionally. May not like it, but I'll play it.
I know that pain, Will.
Trevecca trying to push inside here. Oh, with the left hand, just clearing Kyle out of the way.
Really want that to be an offensive foul.
Offensive foul easily, and going the other way. Oh, what a recovery to block that shot. Wow. Euro steppage. I think there were 2 Euro.
Well, yeah, I think he crossed a border there.
Yeah. Into another continent. But he does extend it to a 10-point lead. I think we could have blown a whistle on that one. Argos down 10. Need to settle things in here a little bit. Shea Davis looks him off and then finishes at the rim. Beautiful. Beautiful job there.
He does a nice job of putting that English on that ball. He can score from a lot of different angles.
He actually looked off the defender right there, but then on the other end, right at him is their point guard. Mateo Esmeraldo has an answer. Nice battle between these two.
Yeah, being down 10, you just hate trading baskets. You got to find a way to get some stops.
Briggs off his own foot. Page, easy finish on the other end. Oh, my. He's got 21 points now on his season average, and the Argos are in trouble.
And we've spent a lot of time talking about 21 points. I mean, he's an all-league player. And this is where your performance has to step up when you have the challenge of playing an all-league player like Page.
No doubt about it. He's gonna do some good things in this league. Kind of fits the mold of a lot of really good players in the Gulf South Conference. 6'4", can do a little bit of everything. Argos miss another shot, and Rebecca, no hesitation. They'll run it and shoot it. 3 off the right wing, knocked down by Jakari Johnson. 15-point spread now as the Argos are having trouble finding answers. Davis comes back up with it, finds Payne in the corner. Need that one to go, and it does. Down to 12 now.
So you're talking to your team. Can you get a stop? And then can you get 2? Can you maybe get 3? The only way to get back into this game is by challenging them on this end.
Yeah, it's going to have to be defensively. You don't shoot enough threes at a high enough clip. It's going to have to really come from work right here. Davis against Esmeralda.
Oh, goodness.
They played good defense there, got his hand on top of the basketball. I think Mateo sold that a little bit.
They're creating a lot of problems with this weave. And it's just a very simple weave, but as they're handing off, the communication's got to step up for the Argos.
Also leaving a lot of one-on-one matchups. 56-44 our score, 13:43 left in this one.
Must be nice to go from Ewers to Arch.
Not hurt. The guy who was the legendary NFL coach decided to go back to college.
Belichick's trying to snag him. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. It will not be good.
For his kid.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. Well, do you think he's going to get people to take less NIL? Because that's what he was doing in the NFL.
Most touchdown passes in the season. Sneak to go to Oregon State. Why would you need to go to Oregon State? 56-44 our score with 13:43 left in this one. In case you were wondering, Texas is up 28-10 on Clemson in the college football playoff game, and Arch Manning's in the game. For one play. It's going to be Esmeraldo going to the free throw line. The foul on Shea Davis, his first in the game. One team foul each.
Got some new faces out there.
Yeah, into the game, Xavier Glenn, who had a great first half, led the way with 8 points. He's out there with Weish. LT is checked into the game. Rodney Bryant is now in as well. McElroy stays on the court. Free throw in and out. There goes catch a little bit of a break right there on the miss. 12-point game. He knocks down the second one, rattles it in a little bit there. Pushes the lead to 13. Rodney Bryant will take over the ball handling duties. See if he can get LT something easy maybe here. You got two kind of similar guys in X and LT. David goes baseline, fires it up, tipped up, almost knocked in by Weish. They're going to say Weish pushed in the back. He'll get the foul call. Interesting how they haven't called much on contact. There's been a lot of contact in this game, and then they get that one. But a lot of times that's easy to see, a push in the back on a rebound. We were wondering if Page in the first half hit his head hard.
Yeah, I think he's recovered.
I think he's okay. Just you were wondering. Yeah. 23 now for 14. As he flushes another one hand jam down the middle of the lane. 3 Trevecca players in double figures. Only 1 for the Argos. LT gets inside, that one in and out. And Trevecca just looking to push. They don't even care about the numbers here. Esmeraldo goes to work, backs it out. 14's getting a touch every time down the court if I'm with him. And he gets inside and scores again.
Yeah, 25 to 10 in the second half for points. And hard to get back into the game when you can just not string together a couple of stops.
Taff, he scored 15 points in less than 8 minutes here to start the second half. He is just red hot right now. The Argos in trouble of losing touch in this game, unless they can find a way to put the ball in the basket. And as Taff mentioned, get stops. X gets one to go. Nice little runner down the lane. 46, but you not keep a little run and see. There's way too many Trevecca numbers, and then sporadic on the other side. My little score.
Yeah, not going the way you want to tally those so far, Will. That's what's got to change in this.
Open look up top, in and out. Ball is tipped loose, and it'll be Argo basketball.
I think it's got to start with 14 can't be the person shooting the basketball. It's got to be a personal challenge for every Argonaut.
Got to get after him. Argos will bring in some new faces after the timeout. 11:40 left to play. 61-46, our score. Trevecca on top.
I am here to contest the new Whata Wings from Whataburger.
What?
Real wings have bones. And these boneless wings are actually premium chicken tender bites tossed in one of Whataburger's famous sauces. Honey butter, honey barbecue, buffalo, or
Sweet and spicy.
and now Nashville hot? Those do not turn these Whata Wings into real wings. I know what a real wing is. That is not.
What a burger, what a wings.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun? I don't.
61-46. Argos down 15. 11:40 left. It was a 2-point game at the half. I'd ask you what's been the difference, but it's one guy. It's number 14, Jalen Page, just killing it here. 15 points in the second half already. 25 for the game. Argos will bring it down. Dr. Garrett has checked in.
Solving that riddle will be how this begins, but cannot catch up if they're constantly scoring.
They're going to get. Wow. When it gets real quiet and you can hear every word, and the officials telling the bench to.
How do we know this? How do we know this, Will?
Oh, we go back to the COVID days. And my good friend from Auburn,
I can't believe we got in trouble at one point because of our criticism of the players.
Oh, well, that was Teen Wolf. Not a Christmas movie, but one of my favorite movies. Teen Wolf.
I prefer the first to the second because of the basketball, okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The hoops is good. Argos miss on one end. Here comes Trebeka setting up their set here on the other. Page is hanging out in front of their bench, waiting for the ball to come to him. And it does. And he shoots. And he misses, but it's an offensive board. Page comes flying down in there. Johnson's going to cut. And they're going to get LT. He was moving. Unfortunately, did not have his feet set on that one.
Yeah, you can be as vertical as you want, but you can't run into a guy at full speed.
Yeah, just putting your arms straight up in the air doesn't exactly fulfill all the requirements of taking a charge.
And you like the defensive effort that UWF gave there. Just could not keep them from getting that offensive rebound. And here they are again.
Offensive rebounds are a killer for a variety of reasons.
Extra possessions. You know, you're having to guard them really twice in one possession. That is no fun, especially if you're playing against a high-quality opponent.
There's definitely a mental element to it as well, where you're like, we just played good defense and then gave it up. Makes one of two free throws. LT off the spin off his own leg. I thought it went off LT's leg, but I probably did get a hand in there, but it'll stay with the Argos.
I don't know if we've mentioned enough, but Kevin Carroll does an excellent job.
Oh,
We've liked a lot of the things that they've done this afternoon.
Scheming up, using what you've got. That pass ugly, and they're going to go up top. Nice job by Xavier Glenn. Wow, getting back there and getting a hand on the basketball. I thought the pass was loose.
I think Coach Mann's working really hard to get a technical to kind of, A, fire these guys up, and 2, let the referees know we're not rolling over. We want to compete. We want to play. It almost looks like he's trying to earn himself one and get his team going.
He's out on the court right now, way out on the court. If the ball's thrown in the air, both players have the option to go get it. And Rasheed Wallace, he's on line 2.
Is that all we need to say?
Yes.
When that happens, Rasheed.
He's asking if we'll go on his podcast. We'll tell some stories, some locker room stories.
Oh,
when they both don't go in, it tells you everything you need to know. But unfortunately, offensive rebound off missed free throws, soul crushing, folks. Really is. Yeah, offensive foul right there. Boy, Page has got some hops. After that whistle, he just went up there rim level with his eyes and threw one down. My gosh.
I'm almost positive that he was an all-conference player last year at Lee. He was an all-conference player at Lee last year. So he has been giving us Argos a hard time now here for a little while.
Fits, as they say. 62-46, 10-13 left. Trevecca's come out of the locker room and laid down a marker.
Yeah, this first 10 minutes has been hellacious.
Yeah, they've turned up the heat, as they say, in the kitchen. Argos just struggling to find anything easy offensively. They'll go to LT. No, well, about to say the whistle's late, but come on. Protect the guy in the air a little bit. They're going to say, what? He wasn't shooting?
They didn't call a
He
foul.
went out of bounds. Okay. There was no contact. It's all right. Rodney Bryant off the turn. Go Glass.
Oh, Banks still open this late hours, Will?
On a Saturday on December 21st. It's only open because it's World Basketball Day. The bank is always open on World Basketball. Another offensive foul. And they're going to catch
2 in a row.
Peterson with another one.
Will, 2 in a row.
Yep. His second foul. 14 foul. Both teams with 14 fouls. Argos setting up a chance to get it down to 12. Sandra Garrett puts the shoulder in. They're going to get an offensive foul on Z, and that's a good call. He just dip that shoulder and use the arm, and they're going to get you every time.
I thought they were going to call a travel.
Could have been either.
That's what I thought they were going to end up calling, but I don't think it's hard to disagree with that.
There weren't enough bodies around him to do that. It was too blatant, as they say. LT trying to cover up Page now. Johnson straight on. Wow, that kid's got a nice shot. Nice release right there.
Would you say they shoot as a team from 3?
They were shooting 33% coming into the game. And they are doing a little bit better than that here today. 60% from three-point range. Off the foot, good hustle. Zondra's got to go up with this. And he does with the left hand. Try to get his feet right. Gets it to go. 15-point lead for Trevecca. 8:36 left in this game. Johnson turns the corner, in and out. Z comes down with the rebound. Got to be strong with it. Pushes it up to X. X trying to get through some defenders. Loses the basketball. He'll just shoot it. Why not? Argos back-to-back buckets. And cut it to 13.
This is the stop you need.
And that's going to bring a timeout from Coach Carroll. Doesn't like what he's seeing. 8:14 left. We'll take it with the two teams. 65-52. Trojans on top of the Argos.
Why do you love your favorite pair of jeans? What keeps you connected to your oldest friends? How do you know that the solution you seek is right for you? The answer is simple. It's the fit. And at Pinair Credit Union, we believe your finances should fit you perfectly. It's the right checking account for how you spend your time and money. It's the right loan for where you are and where you're headed next. It's local banking that's as comfortable as your favorite pair of jeans. So come join us at Pinair Credit Union. You'll fit right in.
What do you expect from that first job out of college? Working your way up from the bottom? Instead, how does this sound? Starting in a guaranteed leadership position with people who look to you for guidance because you're trained to give it and make important decisions in critical situations. Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Nothing says the holidays like AC/DC. Thunderstruck in the building.
Do they have a holiday album?
They should. Jingle Bells with Brian Johnson would be awesome. 65-52. Will Kennedy, Taft Bentley with you here on the broadcast. December 21st, World Basketball Day. It's the last games of 2024. Argos coming off a win Thursday night, their first conference win. Nice victory at home over a good lead team and a tight one. And they're trying to fight their way back in here. We had a 2-point game at the half. Jalen Page has just opened up, and then the other Trojans have kind of come with him. Rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, and that's what's difficult is we talked about this. Let's just take him away, right? Well, they have 4 other college players. It becomes difficult to do that. But more importantly, you've got to find a way to get stops, Will. If you can string together 3 or 4 stops and score, that's how this game can get back to where it was right at the half.
Argos have worked hard on the defensive end. Page is just such a dynamic offensive player. It can be tough.
Well, the thing that we talked about is how well coached they are. They'll get deep in the shot clock.
Good drive there by Peterson. He draws the fouls.
We talk about the pace that they play with, but I've watched enough of this now to see that Coach Carroll is trying to understand, or he at least understands, like, all right, let's use the shot clock because now this 8-minute game can be a 4-minute game. And you saw it right there. And the worst thing you want to do is when it gets deep into the shot clock right there is to foul. Now, all that 30 seconds is wasted, and they get to go to the free throw line.
Eli Brown gets hit with the foul, his first, but that's 16 fouls. Argos are going to have to be aggressive defensively, and that may lead to some free throw opportunities down the stretch. Peterson knocks the first one down, 66-52 now. The crowd's behind us yelling, miss it. If they're going to do that, they've got to do it Caddyshack style.
What does that mean?
Miss it. Miss it. On the putt. 67-52, 50-point game.
You don't want any Noonan in there?
Yeah, I'll give me a Noonan, too. Oh, Zondrick gets inside, gets a man in the air, draws the foul. Big Z with a chance to go to the free throw line. Got to convert, though.
And this is perfect because the biggest enemy that you have besides that 15-point lead is the clock because you're going to run out of time. So you love the ability to step up to the free throw line. The clock stops, and now you can dig into that lead.
Oh, front rim on the first one for the big man. Big Z, 6'8", grad out of Oxford, Alabama. Gets the second one to rattle home. 67-53. 7:40 left in the ball game. Rodney Bryant will play some full court on Esmeralda. Argos getting after it defensively. Eli Brown tries to jump the pass. Johnson gets past him. Peterson off on the 3. Big Z gets the rebound. Kicks it out LT. Gets past Page. Finds Xavier out of the corner. It's going to be short. Oh, what a rebound. Zondrick Garrett inside.
Gotta love that effort. Skying to get that offensive rebound. And did you like how he gathered himself and got up quick? 2 points for Z.
Too many times guys try to quickly get it back up there.
I love how he gathered himself and then got up quick.
Exploded off the floor. Page working on LT. In and out on the fadeaway. Johnson flies in, loses the handle. He had a big-time dunk and it went down. Oh, my. Argos catch a break.
You got a chance right here. You haven't been closer than 12 most of this half.
He cut it to 10. Rodney Bryant from the free throw line. Just couldn't get his hands right. Tipped out. Ball comes to LT. LT will pull up mid-range. That's a strong shot. The Argos lose that opportunity. Man, they've come up with a stop. Can't convert. Still a 12-point game. 67-55 as we approach the 6-minute mark. Nice backdoor cut. Johnson loses the ball. Gets it back. Did it get touched by anybody else? Eli Brown is down. Teammates are coming to help him up. I didn't see if the shot got blocked because it looked like he threw it to himself, like he lost it and came up with it again from in the air, but no call. Instead, it is a basket, 59-50.
I think they're saying it got dislodged, Will.
Yeah. They've said a lot of things today, Taff, some of which I haven't understood. including the technical at the beginning of the game. Oh, we're going to get a foul called on Drew Blackston, who's in the game. He'll pick up his second. Got his foot up under him. Tripped him up a little bit. Inbound it into Big Z. Z will go to work against Caleb Terry. They're going on the floor. He got double team there. Got two guys kind of reaching in on him.
It never feels good when you're playing basketball and somebody grabs you. That's like
it's an unpleasant feeling.
Well, you got to calm yourself down too, like because in basketball you get used to contact, but it's really hard.
Different.
Yes, and it's like almost fight or flight kind of a feeling when that happens.
You tend to want to use an elbow in that situation.
Well, you saw Big Z. He got immediately out of the fray to calm himself down on that.
Makes the free throw. Nice job. Lefty throwing one in there. He's talking too, letting everybody know what's up. Rattles the second one home. Back to a 12-point game.
Two big free throws. It's still that 12-point cushion for Trevecca. Can we string together a couple of stops?
Over the top to the big man.
Oh, travel. Oh.
They're going to say foul on the floor. They'll get Latarian White for that one. Kind of got up in the air with the pump fake, and then
I thought he kind of slid into that, but maybe they were saying the reason he shuffled his foot or his feet was because it was a push.
See, 17 fouls now on the Argos. Both teams with 17 fouls. Terry drops the first one. Ryan Payne and Peterson are running the relay, even though they're on different teams.
They got, we talked about, being connected. It looks like those guys got connected on that.
Yes, they did. He gets them both. 71 now. With 5:22 left. It's back to a 14-point lead.
1-3-1 for Trevecca.
Start worrying about possessions here. How many are you going to have the rest of the way? Xavier Glenn attacks it, kicks it back to Payne. They're trying to find an open jump shot. In and out. Boy, nice job of closing out there by White. He got to Payne and bothered that shot. 5 minutes left in this one. Page hadn't scored in a while, misses that one. Rebound comes long, Xavier Glenn, but there's three Trojans already back. Nice job of transition defense there. That pass not good for a shooter. LT will go to work. He'll try to get inside against White. White on White. And he drops it on the little turnaround. 71-59, 4:40 left. We'll take the break here with the two teams. Argos ready for the stretch run.
That was sweet. Not good.
It was a short timeout, but we're back. 71-59 the score. 12-point game, 4:30 left. Argos dig in on the defensive end. Need to stop here. They can get it and cut this game to 10 or 9. It'd be fantastic. Page goes baseline, kicks it back out. Peterson going to work. Misses the shot. Rebound Zondrick Garrett comes up with it. Argos have a chance to cut it to 10. They've been here recently and unable to do it. Oh, wow. There's some swinging from behind him there, but no call. They'll get it to Page. He missed. Oh, goaltending. Zondrick Garrett. Well, they let Big Terry just hack away right there. That was interesting on the offensive end for the Argos. A timeout call here. 73-59. Taft, I can't fault the effort for the Argos. They played hard on the defensive end. Just struggling. We've seen this a couple times this year. Struggling to find easy shots on the offensive end.
Well, it's discouraging for you when you get a couple stops in a row and then you go down on the other end and it's like, oh, we can't figure out where to go and who to go at it. And it was something that I saw on Thursday night. You could see them looking for each other in their biggest strengths. And Shea Davis was one of those guys that was helping a lot. I wonder if we'll get to see him a little bit here. Is there any kind of foul trouble for him?
No, one personal foul. He's only played 19 minutes.
And you're curious because Trevecca does have a big backcourt. Is he just not able to play the defense that Coach Mann is looking for? But that was just an example of those guys. And you've seen it. Payne has been able to get a couple open looks in these opportunity times. But that's where you got to find is where can we get the ball to? It's almost back to that Don Nelson theory of basketball I always bring up. You've got to look down on the offensive end and say, where's my matchup? Where's my advantage? Because what you're talking about is like, oh, open possessions. Well, why? Oh, the wrong guy's taking the shot. The wrong guy's making the pass. Well, that's where you have to find the right guy.
And when I say Shea Davis has played 19 minutes, that's kind of where everybody is. Leading minutes is Weiss with 23, but everybody else 19, 17 in that neighborhood. So Coach Mann is obviously rolling different guys in there. Maybe he's playing, as you mentioned, Taft, Rodney, and Bryant for defensive purposes here. But it has been a struggle.
Yeah, I can understand that.
To find the offense. I mean, Ryan Payne's got some clean looks. He just hasn't been able to knock them down. But there's been some good defense out there, too. Not taking anything away from Trevecca. And they'll take a 73-59, 14-point lead with 3:53 left. This is that 4-minute stretch. Argos are going to have to dig hard.
4-minute war.
Dig hard right here. And it starts on this possession. Payne is just looking to fire. Front rim miss. And try to get that 3 look out of the timeout. And really, if you're Trevecca, you can roll some clock right here. Extended defense. Xavier going after Esmeraldo. He gets past him, kicks it to the side. They got an open look for 3. It's off. Argos get the rebound. Big Z comes up with it. Oh, there's no help over here. You're the only guy standing near it. The one official who's on this side of the court says he didn't see the ball. What happened to it? So he's seeking help. He's going to have to. I'm about to say, you do have replay instead of saying jump ball. Definitely looked like it came off Page over here. Yeah, Page got a hand on it. Good job on the replay in the booth.
We've seen Payne miss a few of these threes. He's shooting 46% on the season from 3. So, like the opportunities, he's just got to keep dealing. 2 for 6 tonight.
Big Z with a nice turnaround there. And the Argos, it's a 12-point game. You got a foul back here, though. They're going to get on Xavier Glenn. His 3rd foul.
At the 12-point mark again. Here we are.
Talk to this coach, yeah. 2:50 left, and Trevecca's just kind of doing a decent job of managing things here.
Yeah, it's a 4-possession game, really, and that's where can you string together 3 or 4 stops with 3 or 4 really good opportunities on the other end.
And they've slowed down Page. Page has scored 2 points in the last 10 minutes or so after coming out and scoring 15 in the first 8 of the half. 74-61, 13-point game now. That one rattles home. Got to make these free throws, and Mateo Esmeralda knocks his 2 down. 14-point game. Fade away from top of the key, missed by LT. The Argos will extend the defense out. You got Glenn trying to play the point and give him some problems. Page just kind of working the basketball. Don't need a 3. Thought about it.
No, they're going to use the shot clock.
Yeah, run it down. Almost 2 minutes.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Coach Carroll is a Lenny Acuff guy.
Oh, yeah. Missed shot. Rebound comes long. Rodney Bryant's going to push. Bryant down the court. Johnson just gets up and throws that thing out of bounds. Great job transition defense by number 3.
Their guards are big.
Well, 6'4" for Johnson, 6'4" for Page. I mean,
really the only one that's lacking a lot of size is Esmeraldo, and
he's so good and heady.
He plays with great pace.
Yeah, he does. Uses pace, as he was saying. Doesn't play fast all the time, but when he does, it catches you off guard. In and out for Xavier. Zonjic with another rebound. There's the one we're talking about. You've got to be strong with that. And that may have been it right there. Run this shot clock down. You're not going to get too many more looks at the basketball. Glenn almost takes it away from. Wow, little left-hand push there from the point guard. He'll turn the corner. Misses with the left. 1:30 left, and the Argos try to push.
Need one pretty quick here, Will.
Fast, yeah. Instead, LT pulls it out and throws it to his bench. Payne was set up in the corner. Argos turn it over, 10th of the game. Talk about the second half, only 3 turnovers for the Trojans when they had 12 at halftime. They're at 15 now. They did a much better job.
Yeah, they figured out that riddle, and it's been, just the difference in the game.
75-61, 14-point game, minute left. Peterson gets inside. He'll get the hoop and the harm. Gets the defender up in the air, hesitates.
You don't always see an offensive player split the defense on a baseline drive, but he also split it to score. You don't see that all the time. And, man, Peterson, a really nice player.
Yeah, he's had a really solid game doing a lot of different things here. He misses the free throw, 14 points in the game. Argos under a minute to go. Pretty much academic at this point. Argos score. Xavier Glenn gets another one. X will lead the team tonight, 14 points in the game. And pretty much run this thing down to about 15 seconds. Glenn has to foul. So while we're going to the free throw line, I'll ask you, what do you want for Christmas? What's your number one thing on Taft's Christmas list?
For the Christmas list? Oh, it's got to be some new Jordan 1 low dunks, baby. That's it. Any color. Any color.
I got a sweet pair that I'm wearing right here. Somebody got me.
Some Argo colors, right?
Special Santa.
What'd they make you feel like when you put them on? That's what I want to know.
Like I'm about to go drop 50 on somebody. I started taking things personal as soon as I put them on my feet.
And I took that personal. Yeah, you know what I want for Christmas? Be with my family. That'd be the best thing that I could possibly get. And looking forward to a little bit of that downtime coming up.
It is that time of year. Everybody enjoy it.
And also some Jordan 1 lows.
A couple free throws in for Esmeraldo. And Coach Carroll will pull his point guard out, give him a big hearty hug, and this will wrap up the 2024 part of the season. Still a lot of basketball left to play. The Argos get a little bit of a break and have to come back, as I mentioned, strong. January 2nd will be their next game as they'll be out on the road. LT baseline, he'll pull up. He'll make a nice little soft jumper there. Timeout for Coach. Still a 14-point spread, but just talking through what you're doing here at the end of the game. Work on some situations because you never know when you're gonna be close again.
Look, this is game 5 for the conference. We got 3/4 left.
A lot of basketball.
So yeah, it's the beauty in this, and we're gonna keep teaching. We're gonna keep getting better because that's the goal. If you can get your team to be mature enough to understand that, then by the end of this whole race, you're going to have a team that you want to play with. And that's the part is how dangerous can you get as you lead up to the season?
And it really is. You hate to say this is, Trevecca's a good basketball team. Obviously, they're going to pick up their 8th win here tonight. They'll go to even in the conference, but it feels like the Argos are still searching a little bit for what that secret recipe is and who are those 5 that you can play and who's going to be your offensive weapon.
A lot of people get caught up in who's my starting 5. The key to everything is who's my closing 5
in the game.
Yeah, and that's kind of the recipe, because I can remember I would have a lot of guys that I felt would get upset, like, Coach, I want to be a starter. And I'm like, you sure? You close every game for us. Do you understand the difference?
And that the minutes, who cares who starts, right?
Yeah,
Jake Mulder is checked in. Looks like a tight end, an NFL tight end, number 25. It's a big kid. My gosh. And the Argos get the ball on turnover. Down 14, 24 seconds left.
What kind of weight program does Trevecca have?
He's lifting hard. He's in the garage with those old concrete things. The plastic
cinder blocks.
Got his little bench. Xavier goes to work. Cannot finish. Terry comes down with a rebound. That'll do it. Unless the Argos are going to foul here.
Yeah, and I think Coach Mann's going to look at this and say, Trevecca shot 53% and 50% from 3. And that's going to be something that they want to improve, because he's talked about this. He wants to hang his hat on the defensive end. And for them to shoot 53% and 50, I think that's going to be the thing that you're going to point your finger to and say, guys, we got to improve right here.
It was the Page show. Jalen Page came in averaging 21 and a half a game, 27. It was just really tough to guard that young man, especially the first 8 minutes or so. That'll do it, Taff. Appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And thanks to our crew here today. Megan up there running the camera. Owen in the control room. We'll get Coach Mann over here in a second to talk to him for just a minute. After the two teams shake hands, as Taff mentioned, really a tough overall shooting night for the Argos. 40% ends up being the finishing touch from the floor. 3 of 11